So today we are doing a Novo business bank review, and instead of just the traditional thing of telling you what the features are and the benefits, I actually want to take you on the back end of my Novo account so you can actually see the different features and benefits that I've been using when it comes to actually utilizing this account, so you know that it's authentic and the things that I'm talking about. Now, I actually have been using Novo for several years now, and I actually have multiple businesses that I'm using Novo for. And as we go through this, if this is a company you end up wanting to use, I will of course have a link in the show notes down below for you. Now that is a referral link, which means it helps me continue to make more free content just like this for you at no additional cost. Now, as you can see here, we are on the desktop version. They do of course have a mobile app as well, and it works really, really well too. And if you're somebody who, like myself, loves to see more of the backend stuff and how to actually utilize some of the features and benefits, stick around after this video. I'm going to actually go ahead and show you how to sign up, as well as some of the ways you can use the features and benefits of Novo. So not only are you getting this review, but you also have tutorials to back it up, so that way you can make sure you are setting yourself up on the right path for your business. Now, we're currently on the dashboard when it comes to our Novo account. This is actually what we automatically get to when we go into our account online. And the first thing we get to see is our account balance. So this is everything that is currently available for us to use. We actually do also have what they call reserves. I currently have $0 in there, but it's essentially like a savings account of sorts to kind of differentiate your money. So if you're somebody who's like doing the profit first method, or you just want to separate some of your funds for different reasons, like for tax purposes or for big expenses that are coming up, you could effectively go ahead and do that. Now, the only downside is that those reserve funds don't have any interest rate earnings at this time. So just something to keep in mind when having that money put into different accounts. All it's going to do is just separate the money from your actual perspective, but the total balance will be still shown up here at the very top. Now, for myself, I do pay myself out of my actual account, and just something to keep in mind, this is a very quick and easy process. It usually takes anywhere from only a day to 2 business days to transfer money out, but also to transfer money into your account. Obviously, you can see there's an add money section here if you need to invest more money into the company, or you can go ahead and send money, which is also sending money out from your company, whether it's for your own withdrawal or to pay other companies, which I'll show you a little bit later how you can actually make that a lot easier of a process. Now, obviously, on the right-hand side, you can see your recent transactions. So you can see all the transactions that are going, which companies are charging. So very similar to most other companies. There is a hold option here too. So if you see a random transaction coming in, you have the possibility of putting that on hold so you don't get fully charged for that. Now, as of this recording, the Novo credit card is not currently available, but I do know based off of what they've sent me in emails and like updates that they are actually planning on coming out with one. But what's really cool about Novo right now is once you have your account up for a little while, there is a thing called Novo funding, which actually helps you have quick access to money so that way you can help grow your business. And I'll show you that here in just a little bit as well. All right, so we went ahead and cleaned up the screen here just a little bit for us. And there's this next section here that we want to talk about, which is called integrations. And so you can actually connect with a lot of different apps to help make your business run that much smoother. So you can actually see for us, we have a Stripe account that we connect right onto our Novo account. And what's really cool is because we have them integrated together, even though we could just have the money show up in our business bank account, the integration actually allows for money to transfer in just a little bit faster. And they actually call that the Stripe Boost feature. So that way that money can actually come in. Actually, it's called Novo Boost, I should say. It's actually right over here. You could see that from this part of the screen. So that money actually gets into our account just a tiny bit faster in there, which is always really nice. I mean, who doesn't want their money just a little bit quicker? Now, you can also see we have PayPal integrated in here, and then there are a bunch of other apps. So you can actually export information for your like QuickBooks or other accounting software. You could also have it connected to Gusto, which is a fantastic payroll service, by the way, as well as some other really cool features, which I'm going to take you over to on the next page. So now we're still on the main page of our dashboard, and I scroll down a little bit here for us so we can actually see a couple other features that they have. Now, we talked about Novo funding a tiny bit, and we're going to kind of break this down a little bit more for us. Now, because we've had a Novo account for a while, we had a larger amount available for us to go through with Novo funding. So if you're going to be opening up your account, keeping in mind that this might be a smaller number, or you might not have access to it the first moment you open up your account, but it should ideally pop up for you at some point. Now for us, we have access to about $21,400 that we can instantly add into our funds to be able to use for whatever we need. Now the interest rate is going to be different for every single person, so something to keep in mind, it's not always going to be the same. And then we also have it where it automatically pays on this amount for us, so we don't have to do anything else but just have it run itself. Of course, we could pay extra if we need to, and if we need to pull more money out at any point, we can go ahead and click on access available funds and have that money pulled out and continue on with the repayment process. Now on the right hand side over here, you're going to see where it says make a payment. Now we currently have 3 different payments that we can send out automatically, whether it's with companies we worked with or like the middle one for ourselves, that is to be able to pay ourselves out from our business bank account. Now, of course, you can add additional payees, so that way it makes it easier to pay any of your kind of bills that you need to take care of on a regular basis. It could be all done here on the desktop as well as the phone app. Now, we talked earlier about reserves, and down here on the bottom of the screen, you can actually create additional reserves. You could also create it from up earlier that we were showcasing. So from here, you can go ahead and make multiple accounts. You could do one for, like, let's say saving for taxes, or like I said, those bigger expenses. So just kind of showing you it's in multiple spots to be able to go ahead and do that. But probably one of my favorite features when it comes to using Novo is their invoicing system. So I've used invoicing systems from a couple different companies before. A lot of them charge different fees and everything when it comes to using them, as well as being able to have that money transfer into your business account. Novo does it entirely for free, and it's integrated directly into their app as well as their desktop. So this process is so simple and so beautiful for me. So first and foremost, you can see right over here, we have some of the most recent invoices that we currently have. We could obviously click and see all of them if we needed to. As we continue to add invoices, we're gonna have this continue to grow. And what's really nice is I have a separate video that goes into how to actually create your invoices for Novo directly. But some of the key features here that I like to talk about is first and foremost, the overdue, which you can see down here at the bottom for invoice number 5. So we actually get to choose how long we want to give a company to pay out that invoice. And once it hits their overdue, it actually sends them a reminder, and it lets us know directly here on the app or the desktop that it is overdue, so we can pay attention to making sure that we reach back out to those companies to get that money coming in. And so you can see it's still currently in the black right now for that money not having been deposited. But then once a company does pay, you can see like this one, invoice number 6, we actually had that money come in. So now that we've tracked it, it has it shown up as green and that it is paid. And then when an invoice has been sent but not necessarily overdue yet, you can see with invoice number 8, it has been sent, but right now it is still not in the green because it has not been paid just yet. But if it ever does go overdue, it'll automatically switch to overdue, so we can be more attentive to that one. And here's the best part. I think I already mentioned it, but I'm just gonna reiterate it. It is completely free to use the invoicing tool inside of your Novo business banking account. So you don't have to worry about paying any fees for any of this money. So when we charged that $600 for this one company, we got all of that money. Now, obviously, if you chose to have it go through Stripe or other means, it might actually charge you different fees. But the beauty of it is if it is just an ACH transfer, Novo doesn't take any fees from you whatsoever. So any other third parties might charge fees, but Novo itself doesn't. And to me, that is one of the most beautiful things. Wherever I can save money, I'm all for it. And this might just be a little bit of a nerdy thing right over here, but you can actually even customize this dashboard. So mine might look different than yours because of where I would want things to be placed. So if you want your invoices to show up on the top portion of your page when you log in, you can actually customize that to your liking. And you can actually add other features and benefits that I don't actually have here on screen myself. So just something to keep in mind if you like to nerd out on those kind of things. And for those that might ask, yes, you can actually deposit business checks into your business bank account. So you can see here, we actually have a certain amount of limit, but you can always increase that as well. So just something to keep in mind, as well as increasing any other kind of transfers, whether it's a bank transfer to or from your Novo account. But just wanted to keep that in mind when it comes to going through that for your business. Now, here's another really great feature of Novo, and I know a lot of other accounts are starting to do this more and more. When it comes to your debit card, or I assume eventually with the credit card as well, you can actually manage it directly inside of the browser or your app. So if you run into a situation like I did once where I actually had to go ahead and freeze my account, you can actually go ahead and freeze your card directly right over here on the app. And it's really, really nice. You could actually even change your PIN and even view your card details. So if you don't have it physically with you, you can get the card number so you can maybe purchase something online all directly from here inside of the app or the web browser. And the other really cool thing is too, when I had a situation where I actually had to freeze my card and then cancel my card, I didn't actually have a physical card for a couple days, but still needed to make some purchases for my business. They actually have a virtual card available for you, which I love. And it was very, very useful for me in a certain pinch where I actually was able to use my virtual card with the digital numbers to be able to buy things online, as well as add it to my Apple Wallet. So that way I can actually use it in stores with my Apple Pay. And yes, you can add either your physical or your virtual card into your Apple Pay account so you can use it directly from your phone. Now, if you are somebody who, like myself, is a financial nerd and loves to pay attention to their financial insights, they do also have that available for you. So you can see in different increments like your year to date, your quarter to date, month to date, and you can see your account cash flow. So you can see what's coming in and what is going out and your overall net cash flow as well. Now, the Novo Business Bank Account is completely free to use, which makes it a great bank account for a lot of small businesses, especially when fees start to really add up from a lot of other banks. Just having your account open, even with a $0 balance, won't cost you anything. Using your debit card or other features that they have in the actual Novo account won't cost you anything. And what I love most is that Novo keeps adding all these new features and benefits to my account without having any additional costs that are associated with them. So like I mentioned earlier, if you want to go ahead and check out Novo, I'm going to have a link for them in the show notes down below. That does help me out so I can make more free content for you. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to actually have some more tutorials and tools for utilizing Novo. So check out my video right over here to keep on learning.